Hey everyone, Kyle Walker here. If you love cars, fixing things, or just want to understand your vehicle better, you're in the right place. I share hands-on tips, smart driving advice, and straight-up car talk without the fluff. Make sure to hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and stick around till the end. You don't want to miss what's coming up. Let's get into it.
The car is the main means of transportation in our days. Every year, more modern and comfortable cars appear on the market, and we think about changing our favorite car to a new, higher-class model. But here's the trouble. There is not enough money for a new one. And then we think about how to get rid of the old copy more profitably. How to sell a car. Experts in the industry of selling cars have a few secrets and options for what you need to know to quickly sell a car, which we are happy to share with you. To sell a car quickly, you don't need significant skills, just access to the internet or a cell phone, a small amount of money for pre-sale preparation, and the desire to give the old car in safe hands. Today, the demand for the secondary market of cars is increasing, as it is possible to buy a decent copy for a reduced cost. Intermediaries and firms engaged in repurchase reduce the average market value of the car by 20 to 30%. If you have free time and little knowledge of how to sell a car, it is better to do it yourself. Reliable and safer to place an ad on one of the internet sites specializing in the sale of used cars. But if financial need has shaken you significantly, we offer step-by-step instructions on how to sell a car quickly. Analyze the average market value of your car on the secondary market or similar parameters. Bring the car in order, especially in the presence of minor defects. Contact the vehicle valuation specialists who are ready to buy it. You should take into account that there may be financial losses, but this is the fastest way. How to sell a used car quickly. First of all, you need to take care of the technical condition of the car, such as the braking system, the efficiency of the internal combustion engine, the ignition system, and the electrical wiring of the car. Be sure to determine how long you plan to sell the car. If during the established time could not find a buyer for your old car, it is worth to reduce the price by 3 to 5% before doing an assessment of the value of the car. Don't forget to include any optional extras that you personally installed on your old car. Choosing the way of sale. To sell a car profitably, you do not need to have supernatural skills, but you need to understand the processes of the art called sale. Today, there are several ways to sell a car. Acquaintances and relatives, as practice shows, this is not the best option. Ads on the internet, also in newspapers, magazines, forums, etc. Trade-in system, exchange of the old car for a new one from the showroom with additional payment, or rebuyers, firms dealing exclusively with the sale by the car. If you decide to sell on your own, be vigilant. Even if your ad says, "Do not bother intermediaries," it will not guarantee long telephone conversations about the fact that no one will give you a higher price. Do not plan to return the cost of all the additional options that you have implemented in your swallow, because if for you it was just necessary, then for the buyer your additional fintachki may seem unnecessary junk. Also, do not forget that for homemade tuning or tinting you can be penalized with a fine in the traffic police. These things are better to say goodbye before the sale. Read also, what are the popular superstitions and omens among motorists? The main secrets of sold autos are hidden in the pre-sale preparation. Your car must necessarily have a fresh look. Losing a few hundred rubles, you will provide your car with a presentable appearance. The engine is better to prepare in advance, because a clean motor will cause doubts among buyers. Agree, a perfect motor does not fit into the picture of a 10-year-old car. When your buyer sits in the cabin, it should shine. Vacuum, wipe surfaces, you can even dry clean the car, especially if you smoke in the car, well, and complete the perfect picture with a pleasant aroma to make your car look like from the salon. Parts such as a burned-out muffler or ball joints must be replaced if you don't want to lose money, because they can be the subject of considerable bargaining. Consumables and minor faults may not be replaced. They imply financial losses, while they will not bring anything useful to the new owner. A potential buyer can be attracted by a set of winter tires or necessary keys for the car as a small gift. Another little trick. The sale of the car directly depends on the seasonality. September, January, and February are not the best months to sell your faithful friend. But in the spring, welcome. Compose and submit an ad. Treat the creation of an ad for online sales especially carefully, because what the potential buyer sees in the first few seconds and creates the overall picture of the purchased. A high-quality photo, bright and realistic, definitely increases your chances of a successful sale. You should also capture the interior, trunk, and what's under the hood. Forget about the use of affectionate words about the car in the text. It alarms buyers. It is better to tell more about the technical characteristics and then proceed to disseminate information about the sale of the car. Platforms for the sale of cars on the internet incurable number. Even if some of them will be paid, do not spare money, because there, you can sell at a more favorable price. There are now tons of professionals online who are happy to scam conscientious sellers. When your car begins to be interested, do not agree to every proposed inspection so that you are not deceived. If you are asked few questions and almost immediately agree to buy the car, this is a rebuyer. But do not be happy. Even if you were offered a good price, your agreements will come to naught as soon as he finds a more favorable offer. With potential buyers, you need to behave a bit tough, demonstrating that you value your car, which is in almost perfect condition and time. Only with this approach you can sell your car favorably. By not bending over for the buyer, you are showing your confidence, which is better than endless niceness anyway. Even when it seems to you that you can breathe a sigh of relief because the long process of selling is over, you should still remain vigilant. In most cases, the sale process itself is delayed. You need to consult or change money. Take a deposit, even if it is small, but you will have confidence in the buyer, in the seriousness of his intentions. The transfer of money should be made directly at the time of transfer of the vehicle in full, without installments and in debt. Read also, Nuances of Selling a Car After a Traffic Accident, drawing up the documents. The very process of buying and selling a car does not take much time and consists of such stages. Verbal coordination of all the details of the transaction, cost, equipment, and other. Drawing up the contract. Filling in the PTS, transfer of money. Transfer of the car. Transfer of all documents. Registration in the traffic police. To avoid deception and make the process safer for you, it is better to draw up the contract yourself or use a ready-made sample. Special difficulties for this do not need to attach, but it is such a scrupulous attitude to the sale will help you prevent various problems. Tips on how to avoid deception. When filling out the contract, pay attention to the fact that there are no blank fields. Be sure to put a dash there. If with the buyer you have agreed on prepayment, never say your card number, even under the pretext, "I do not have the opportunity to inspect in person, but I am ready to take," or "I have sick relatives," etc. These are definitely scammers. Do not buy into such unreasonable tricks. Also, we do not advise you to get in touch with commissions, auctions, and salons. They often use psychological tricks and deliberately underestimate the price of the car, unless you want to sell the car for a pittance. It is important that the future owner put the car on the registration within a few days. Usually this procedure takes place on the same day, but unscrupulous buyers can add to your troubles. To avoid such a fate, it is enough to draw up a receipt with your passport data and the data of the new owner. In case of failure to fulfill the terms of the receipt, you have the right not to return the money and the car to deregister, for example, to scrap. And the last tip, check the authenticity of the money. When selling, you should not take your word for it. Just getting the money is not enough. You can give the vehicle only if you pay in full and check the money. To do this, just go to a bank branch and put the amount on the card. The cashiers will definitely check the entire amount for authenticity. In our time, there are too many fraudsters. Of course, we all hope that unpleasant situations will pass us by, but it is better still to be insured. And lastly, selling any car. It is always not easy. After all, having traveled with you not 1,000 kilometers, it has become a faithful friend. However, over time, we all want positive changes and change our comrades to newer models. To your beauty fell into reliable hands. You need to carefully choose a buyer while not conceding the price. The most profitable way to sell the car will be an independent sale through the announcement and the fastest, special firms engaged in the purchase and sale of the car. Be sure to take care of the appearance and serviceability of the technical part before the sale. And be vigilant during the sale process itself in order to avoid scammers. And maybe you have personal secrets about selling a car? If you have, share with others in the comments. because each tip can help facilitate the sale process or make it more profitable. In conclusion, selling a car profitably and quickly is indeed possible with the right approach. By researching the market value, preparing your vehicle for sale, and utilizing effective marketing strategies, you can attract potential buyers and negotiate a favorable price. Remember to be transparent about your car's condition and history, as this builds trust and can lead to a smoother transaction. With careful planning and execution, you can achieve a successful sale that meets both your timeline and financial goals. Thank you for watching, and best of luck with your car sale.